Mike's hot boots on the ground, troops coming heavy with the no-nonsense sound. Ain't no filters, we'd break the mold. Stories hidden, swept away, now they're getting told. Spotlights hit, the tension pops. We ain't here for nothing but the real damn drops. We're busting bubbles, taking names, cussing and discussing, changing the game. No smoke, no mirrors, no curtain calls. Piss on the fire and call the dogs. Steel chairs, court stairs, backstage heat. Legends fall when we bring that beat. Voices sharp, we cutting right through. Best damn team, yeah, you know it's true. We ain't your daddy's play-by-play. We call it raw, we're here to stay. From bell to bell, win or lost. Shoot, don't care who signs the checks or calls the boss. Putting out fires, taking names, cussing and discussing, fueling the flames. Standing tall when the last bell call. Piss on the fire and call the dogs.
Good evening, everybody. Want to thank you all for joining us for this edition of Cussin and Discussin. I am the Dr. Professional Wrestler, Mike Blankenship, PhD. Alongside me this evening, as always, the excellence of elocution, Walter Dixon. Brother, we are less than 4 days away now.
Yes.
From Hollers and Heroes Con, Pikeville, Kentucky.
I couldn't even begin to explain how excited I am for this.
You know, this is something that I always said that my biggest goal for Elevate Pro Wrestling was to be inside that building. Granted, it's not a wrestling show. It's a meet and greet.
Yeah.
But I'll take it. I mean, hey, you know, mission accomplished as far as I'm concerned.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, we're going to have the ability to get out and meet some fans and maybe some folks that don't even know who we are.
That's it.
And not to mention, we're going to get rub elbows with a few greats in the sport. And
former NWA World Heavyweight Champion going to be there.
Yep.
Former WWE Champion going to be there.
Former WCW.
Former WCW Champion going to be there. There's going to be all kinds in that building.
Yep.
I mean, former WWF Intercontinental Champion going to be in the building.
Yep.
You know, so this is really going to be big. Former actually a couple WWF Hall of Famers in the building. You know, it's going to be great. I mean, like I said, I'm excited about this.
Yeah, I'm thoroughly excited. Do want to take just a moment away from the excitement, though, and mention the passing of Brian Wilson.
Brian Wilson, Beach Boys.
Yes, lead singer, co-founder of the Beach Boys. He passed away today. His family announced it earlier, and thoughts and prayers with his family.
Indeed.
So, I mean, and look, the Beach Boys were a little before our time, but their careers spanned.
You know, the Beach Boys, they were ahead of their time, really.
They really were.
For the music, the Beach Boys they were ahead of they were still big in the 80s.
Yeah, they were huge in the 80s still. Yeah, even into the 90s. Well, I mean, they made guest appearances on Full House. And they, so they were still big into the 90s, but their career started in the 60s.
Right.
And they were just, they were a true musical phenomenon across 3 or 4 decades.
Yes, indeed.
We're still touring up till just a few years ago, and to lose a co-founding member, and I mean, it's got to be hard on the band, and as well as his family, obviously.
Indeed.
Again, thoughts and prayers with them.
You know, I also want to touch base. Today is the 10th anniversary of the passing of the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah.
Dusty Rhodes, probably one of the earliest memories of my wrestling experiences was watching Dusty Rhodes wrestle, and, you know, losing him 10 years ago. It still doesn't seem right.
You do realize that this is also the 1-year anniversary of the passing of one of our surrogate mothers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed, I got the message today, and
Yeah. Well, not the passing, but the day that she was laid to rest.
right.
Yeah.
Little brother, we love you.
Yeah.
That's all. You know we do. But no, that's, you know, there's a lot going on this day in history. Also, though, I do want to say a big happy birthday to the former United States heavyweight champion himself, the boss Magnum TA, blowing out candles today. And I'm sure that he's got a birthday cake waiting on him at home. I saw this today, and I was kind of shocked.
Yeah.
But I wasn't shocked.
I
wasn't
understand.
shocked that it happened, but I guess I'm tickled for the person that,
Extremely happy for the situation. Yeah.
you know, and I know you, me, Nick Hamrick have not always saw eye to eye.
Yeah, we have been known to run down the uncouth nature of one handsome Nick Hamrick, as well as his partner in crime, A. Dick Vickers. But
This
hey,
is
this is a big step.
actually,
So-
you know, something huge happening in his career, really, in professional wrestling. Handsome Nick Hamrick is going to be appearing for Big Japan Pro Wrestling on June the 13th, 2025.
Yeah, Ueno Park Amphitheater, Tokyo, Japan.
Tokyo, Japan. Nick is actually there. I have saw pictures on his Facebook. Looks like he's having the time of his life, and if I know Nick Hamrick, Japan is not going to be the same after he leaves.
No, that's for
I
sure.
mean,
And you never know, while he's there, you never know who's going to see him.
no, that's just
You know,
it. I
so-
mean, you're taking that,
Sprite with tea.
you're
Sprite.
taking it to the next level. Regular Sprite. But no, you're definitely taking it to the next level, and, you know, wish him safe travels in his trip overseas to Japan and returning home. I'm sure that he's going to have the time of his life. And honestly, I look forward to actually hearing about this.
Yes, I do too.
So, with that being said, I'm getting my
Congratulations, Nick.
Right. Congratulations.
It's a very well-earned accolade.
Indeed it is.
You have put a lot of time and effort into the sport of professional wrestling, and for that, we applaud you.
We do indeed.
I want to take a second to
Go ahead.
mention a list that I ran across. It is the the WWE NIL, next in line. This is not going to be all of these people, but there is Fatima Katimbo, a basketball player who's in this list. Megan Walker, track and field star. Garrett Beck, this guy's a monster. He's a lacrosse player. Bianca Pisano, Madison Kaiser, hockey player. Bianca Pisano looks like field hockey, probably. TJ Bulliard. That is, if I'm not mistaken, that is the son of, just had his name on the tip of my tongue. The guy that fell and slid under the ring at the Royal Rumble. He's still with WWE. My goodness, why is his name just blanked?
And it just Titus O'Neil.
Titus O'Neil.
Titus O'Neil. Yes. I think you're right.
Then you have Brock Ricksteiner.
You know who that is, don't
That
you?
is the son of Scott.
It is.
As well as Gina Adams, another basketball star, and Jacob Henry, son of the world's strongest man, Mark Henry, and he is a monster.
Is this possible that now when you say, and I ask the question, where's he billed from, and you say Silsbee, Texas, I'll have to do a little more studying?
You'll have to do a little bit more studying, yeah.
If it Mark or Jacob?
Yeah. So
that's great.
Bunch of there's a few more. Zuriel Jimenez, and there's a couple more on the list that I didn't. Hitadora Hanada. I think I'm saying that right. I hope I am. That's a football player, by the way. He looks like a big guy.
Yeah.
So some tremendous talent coming into the WWE Next in Line program that we very well may be seeing a lot of in the very near future.
You know, that's something fans get a look inside now. We didn't have that growing up. If they showed up, they were ready to go.
Right.
We didn't have the luxuries.
WWE is really taking strides to have tiers, rungs on the ladder, so to speak, building stars from the ground up, really what you would call homegrown talent.
Indeed.
Because they're bringing them in and they're teaching them the WWE way.
Yeah.
You know. And some of the biggest names in the industry today have come from NXT into this. They were already great athletes, and some of them were really great wrestlers before they moved into NXT.
Definitely.
Tyler Black, aka Seth Rollins, was already a star wrestler.
I hear they're going to do a remake of Mr. Mom, and Tyler Black's going to be the star.
Yeah. I could. Yeah.
We know who wears the pants in that
we know
family.
who wears the pants in that family.
Tyler, he wears Becky's.
Yeah. Stop wearing her clothes, bruh. Stop, for the love of Pete.
Let me tell you something. You will never catch me in a woman's clothes.
No.
I am sorry.
No.
I am sorry.
Not even if they had to come from the big and tall section.
No.
No.
And to fit me, they would have to come from at least the big section, not necessarily the tall section, but they'd have to come from the big section.
You can't. And there has been a change, a progression, I should say. There has been a progression in that since joining forces with Paul Heyman.
Yeah, it's got worse.
Well, I wouldn't say that. It's definitely gotten better. I mean, it's not great yet, but it's gotten better. He's not coming out in those clown shoes and you know, with a robe with shoulder pads 6 foot wide on it, and you know, come on, bruh. Come on.
That's it.
So, yeah, but WWE has made great strides in giving upcoming talent, athletes,
Indeed,
an entry into the wrestling world.
That they have.
I applaud them for that, and we'll move along with some WWE premium live event results.
It has been quite a weekend for WWE.
Tremendous weekend for WWE.
They've really put on some top-notch shows, and yeah, WWE and AAA when worlds collide.
Was a tremendous show. I've caught pieces. I didn't get to watch it. We were busy
Right,
at the time, but
you were busy doing your stuff. I was busy doing nothing, but you know,
well, I mean, I was at a birthday party for the kids.
I was at the house on the couch.
My niece's first birthday. So those are things you don't want to miss.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously.
But yeah, it was a tremendous show. When Worlds Collide 2025 was June 7th, this
Yeah.
past Saturday, at the Kia Forum in Inglewood, California.
The Kia Forum, yes.
El Hijo del Vikingo defeated Chad Gable to retain the AAA Mega Championship. Ethan Page defeated Javon Evans, Ray Phoenix, and Laredo Kid to retain the NXT North American Championship. Octagon Jr., Aerostar, and Mr. Iguana defeated Latino World Order and Lince Dorado.
We have saw Lince Dorado on AEW prior.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you something. That Mr. Iguana, he is getting some big rubs.
Yeah, he's getting
on
some,
social media.
Yeah. It's a kooky gimmick, but it's fun, and he's extremely talented. I do want to point out that some of these names, if you were or were, still are, a fan of Lucha Underground, you may have already seen some of these folks. AAA was kind of a landing point for a lot of those people when Lucha went underground. When Lucha Underground went underground,
yeah, or belly up.
Yeah, belly up.
Should bring it back.
You know, a big one that sticks out there for me is Aerostar. Aerostar is a tremendous athlete. And moving along, I should say, Stephanie Vaquer and Lola Vice defeated Chick Tormenta and Dalise. Santos Escobar, Berto, and Angel defeated Psycho Clown, El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr., and Pagano. Dr. Wagner Jr. was a Lucha Underground staple first time I seen him.
Yeah.
Although there's been a name change there just for, I assume, copyright purposes, whatever. But Dr. Wagner Jr. is another one that I really, really am happy to see he's getting some rub from WWE.
Right.
So that was a tremendous show. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch it. At least try to catch some highlights from it. Some of these guys are just outrageously good. Outrageously good. The event was free to watch on WWE's YouTube channel, and it broke a record as WWE's most watched live YouTube broadcast.
That is.
Peaking at 754,389 concurrent viewers. Over 750,000 people at one time watching this show. And it was praised for bringing AAA's top luchadors to a global audience. And I can't heap enough praise on them.
That is one thing that we knew would happen when WWE TKO purchased AAA. Obviously, they're really going to push this and focus on it, and I think it's only fitting that they do. Later that evening, we did actually have time to sit down. We watched some WWE Money in the Bank. It took place that evening, June 7th, at the Intuit Dome in Inglewood, California, right across the street. Naomi defeating Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss, Julia, Roxanne Perez, and Stephanie Vaquer to win the women's Money in the Bank briefcase. Kind of surprised.
I was really
surprised.
I was hoping Alexa Bliss.
I was hoping Rhea Ripley.
I was expecting Rhea Ripley. Hoping Alexa Bliss, expecting Rhea Ripley. Naomi coming out on top there.
Indeed. And then Seth Rollins defeating LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, Andrade, Penta, and El Grande Americano to win the men's Money in the Bank briefcase.
Yeah.
That one really surprised me.
El Grande bringing out that fireball ladder.
Didn't work out for him, did it?
No, it didn't. But it sure made a difference for everyone else.
That's a fact.
Do have to give there was a moment in that match between El Grande Americano and Penta where Penta's going up the ladder. El Grande runs up one ladder on the outside,
Tips it over.
over the corner post, onto another ladder, tips it with his weight onto the ladder that Penta is on, and then runs up that ladder to stop Penta. It was a tremendous moment in wrestling. It just shows that the athleticism and the agility of some of these people is off the chart.
And I am bound and determined to say that there is no way that El Grande Americano is Chad Gable, because there ain't no way in the world Chad Gable could have done that.
I'm not touching that one.
He couldn't have.
I'm not touching that one.
He couldn't have it.
I'm not touching that one.
Besides, El Grande Americano's more built than Chad Gable.
You know, I did show you that picture, didn't I?
Which one?
El Grande Americano was the very first person to slam Andre the Giant.
Yeah, I saw that. Hard to believe, ain't it?
He released that picture of his own fruition.
And his own free will.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be dog. And then Dominic Mysterio defeated Octagon Jr. to retain the WWE Intercontinental Championship. It was a pretty good match. I think that
I'm going to point this out, and this is no offense to Dominic Jr. or Dominic Mysterio, excuse me, because I think Dominic is a really talented kid.
he is.
But it was obvious to anyone who's watched anything from Octagon Jr., even if the very first time you ever seen anything from Octagon Jr. was hours previous at the WWE AAA When Worlds Collide, it was obvious that Octagon Jr. was in slow motion during that match.
You could tell he had toned down.
To allow Dominic to keep pace.
Yeah.
I'm just calling it the way I see it, Doc.
Indeed, and no doubt about it.
But it was a good match, and it got to further showcase Octagon Jr. and the talent from AAA. So,
and then Becky Lynch defeated Lyra Valkyria to win the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship. Why?
Does that make Becky the first Triple Crown WWE Women's Champion?
I'm going to go on that and say negative, because she has not won the WWE Women's United States Heavyweight Champion.
But she won both major titles and the Intercontinental title.
And she's been a tag team champion. Okay, so she may be a Triple Crown champion. She is not a Grand Prix champion.
Right, she's not a Grand Slam champion.
Slam, Grand Prix, Pontiac, it don't matter.
Yeah.
Need to bring
Buick.
Pontiac back. Buick. Oh, and then in the main event, Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso defeated John Cena and Logan Paul with some shocking interference.
Yes. Wasn't a shock to me.
No, obviously not, because you're right. And I'm just going to say it. Are you happy?
Actually, it was a shock to me that he came back in that moment. And that is, of course, R-Truth. We now know Ron Killings made his return, hitting John Cena with the belt exactly the way John Cena was going to hit R-Truth with the belt at Backlash.
Yeah.
Knocking John Cena out, throwing the belt away, sliding out of the ring, and Cody rolls John up. 1, 2, 3.
That's it. You know, that was it was a great night of action. Everything went flawless, really.
Yes.
I mean, for the most part, it wasn't a bad PLE. It was
a really good show.
Pay-per-views.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a bad PLE, and I think that WWE may be going on the right track, because the very next night in Phoenix, Arizona, at the PHX Arena, WWE Raw. Actually, it was not the very next night. It was Monday because that happened on Saturday.
Yes.
Anyway,
The very next event.
yeah,
Yeah.
not after, but I
Yeah.
mean, Gunther defeating Jey Uso to become the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. I don't know how much I like it. Somebody told me that it was because of Jay's being injured that they let him go ahead and drop the belt to Gunther so that he could take some time off to rehab.
I mean, it's possible, but also I see it as an opportunity to restore Gunther to that the form that he was in previously.
Yeah.
Gunther has sort of been he was seen as this unstoppable sort of force at one time, and then all of a sudden you have Sami Zayn taking him to the limit. Yeah, it kind of makes sense. Sammy's, he's the underdog from the underground, but then Jey Uso also takes him to the limit. And then it seemed like they were starting to just use Gunther to get others over.
They put him against Pat McAfee of all people.
Yeah. And they even let Pat take him a bit further than I would like that to have went. Even though, we like to give Pat credit for being a tough guy.
He is.
But they really almost completely ruined Gunther. And WWE has had a bad habit of ruining some amazing talent.
That happens not just in WWE,
No,
but
it's not
I
just
saw
WWE.
situations
You're right.
in independent wrestling
Yes.
where you take a super talent
Yeah.
and job them out
Yes.
just to get somebody that was over 20, 30 years ago back over again, and they're never going to be as over as they ever was.
Yeah.
But, going... It's true.
Yeah, yes, I absolutely 100% agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
You also have that there's this air of allowing the past to overshadow the future.
Yeah.
That happens in WWE quite a bit. It happens in indie wrestling. Depending on where you go, it happens a lot.
Some places, that's all it is.
Yeah.
I mean...
Which is another reason why Elevate Pro Wrestling has always made it a point to try to cast that spotlight
That's it.
on young, hungry, worthy talent.
Amen.
And not just the
legends.
The heroes and legends of yesteryear.
Yeah. Or decade. Or 3 ago.
Technically yester millennium.
Yeah.
Because it was way the hell back.
Yeah, that damn truth.
Um,
Oh, Lord. And then the next match, AJ Styles defeated Chad Gable in a hard-fought singles match.
Yeah. It was a good match.
Roxanne Perez defeated Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, and Kairi Sane to advance in the Queen of the Ring tournament.
That one didn't surprise me too much. I know they're getting ready to give a pretty good push to Roxanne Perez. I don't see her winning that Queen of the Ring tournament, but I do think that she's getting ready to get a pretty big push.
Anything is possible.
Yeah.
Then you had Sami Zayn defeating Bron Breakker, Penta, and Dominic Mysterio to advance in the King of the Ring tournament.
Yeah, why they done that, I don't know.
I am not sure on that one.
Like I said, I can make an excuse for Roxanne going over there because Rhea has had plenty of time in the spotlight. Liv has had plenty of time in the spotlight. Kairi Sane has had some time in the spotlight. I won't say plenty, but she's had some time in the spotlight.
She's been a tag team champion.
She has been a tag team champion. That's why I said I won't say
Oscar.
plenty, but I will say some.
Wasn't her an Oscar tag team champion?
Yes.
Oscar.
Um,
Oscar.
Sami Zayn going over here over Braun Breaker and Penta and Dominic Mysterio.
2 former Intercontinental
Why?
champions and a newcomer.
Why?
Or actually, the reigning Intercontinental champion, a former Intercontinental champion, and a newcomer.
Yes.
Okay, guys, I hope you know what you're doing. But making her return, Bayley showing up and taking it to Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
Bayley been out for a little bit. Glad to see her back. I like Bayley.
Yeah, I do.
I like
think-
Bayley. I like Bayley as a heel, and I like Bayley as a babyface.
Yeah, I actually think Bayley has a really good. She plays the middle ground.
She does, and
Very
that
well.
is where they need to go with her.
Give her a little bit of freedom as far as being able to almost Randy Orton.
Yeah.
You know, somebody's running their mouth. You can't stop me. Randy Orton hits him with an RKO out of nowhere. It's a cheap shot. Let's be honest, folks. Randy Orton hitting an RKO on somebody in the middle of the ring when they're facing this way and he's coming from back here and just comes around, hits him with an RKO. It's a cheap shot, but every single one of us cheer wide open.
That's it.
All gas, no brakes when he does it.
And indeed. And then we finally got the answer.
We didn't get the answer, Doc.
We got the truth. Indeed, we did. That's right. Ron Killings, he really gave what many are calling a emotional, deep promo. You know, he come out, and of course he made the return at Money in the Bank by thumping John Cena with the title belt.
Yeah.
And he came out, and I've got excerpt from his promo here. He climbed up on the announce table, and he basically said he took a pair of scissors out of his pocket and cut off his dreadlocks.
Cut his dreads off. He's had them
Right
for
there in front
6
of
months.
right there in front of everybody.
Yeah.
And he basically said, "The truth has set me free. I am Ron Killings. I am the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Now put some respect on my name."
Yeah.
So Ron
Basically-
Killings is now back.
Yeah. Basically saying that he had done the goofy clown, the class clown character.
Right,
He'd done
right.
that long enough. And some people are saying that this is a heel turn for him.
I
don't think it is.
I honestly don't either. And I think you pointed this out earlier before we went on the air, is this is the Ron Killings that you're seeing now is the Ron Killings that won the NWA Heavyweight Championship.
Yes.
So maybe it's time, if anybody from WWE is listening to this podcast, if you're watching on YouTube, because we are now available on many podcast platforms.
Yeah.
But if you are listening to my voice, watching my face, this is the time that you need to use Ron Killings to get the belt off of Cena, to turn him back babyface, and finish this out.
Yeah.
I mean, we're halfway through June, so you might as well say you got 6 left.
Yeah.
It's crunch time, boys. You know, and you know maybe it's a way for both of them to, have that moment.
I said this last week that I thought R-Truth had not been released. It was all a work. They're still trying to say, oh, it was not a work. It was
Truth
not a work.
said no
He had been-
work.
Truth said no work. What does Ron Killings say?
That the truth set him free.
Maybe WWE didn't re-sign R-Truth.
Maybe they signed Ron Killings.
Maybe they signed Ron Killings.
Here's the thing. I think, and this is just me, and you'll disagree with me, I'm sure, but I think that his contract was ready to expire.
Yeah.
I think they lowballed him just thinking they could keep him around.
Yeah.
And he said, you know what? I'm going to play this to benefit me. And that's why he released the I've been released message. And the fan base exploded.
Yes.
I mean, I stopped my vehicle on US 23 to call this man right here.
Sure did.
And tell him.
Yep. The only problem with him stopping on US 23 was the fact that I'd seen it about 10 minutes before.
But that's not the point.
But
the point
is it was that much of a shock.
If it shocked me enough to stop going to Ashland, Kentucky, I could only imagine the world over.
Right.
Getting that message on X that
and
I'm done, guys.
Look, anyone who's ever
I'm a
watched
Ron
this show
Killings fan.
knows that we are huge R-Truth, Ron Killings, K-Quick fans.
That's it.
And again, I still say there was something in there. It wasn't a total. It wasn't a total.
Think they fired
we
him.
just fired him and let him go.
No,
We just. I still think there was some work in there. I still think there was some, some.
Maybe it wasn't the whole truth.
Right. Exactly. But now we have the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
And he's just Ron Killings.
This is Ron Killings. Put some respect on his name.
Sir, you have my complete respect. I mean, I honestly...
Ron Killings.
I think Ron Killings should be the NWA Heavyweight Champion.
I acknowledge you.
I acknowledge you, sir. And little Jimmy,
that being said,
too.
Just after this, moving down the list. Moving down the list.
None of this is actually in order.
It's not in order,
best I know of.
CM Punk. John Cena comes out, says, Cody couldn't do it. Truth couldn't do it. Orton couldn't do it. Nobody can stop me. All your heroes have failed. And the music hits. You hear the scratch. And the music hits. Out comes CM Punk. Challenges John Cena for the undisputed WWE Championship at Night of Champions.
I think it's the wrong direction, WWE.
Well, I mean, look, this is Cena's last hurrah, right? So it's only fair.
Well, okay, I see what you're saying.
It's only fair to let him have a run at all of his greatest opponents. You start out by him taking the title from Cody.
Mm-hmm.
Cody can't take it back. Randy Orton can't take it back. R-Truth wasn't even a title match, but point being, no one can stop him. Yeah, it's been, he cheated. Shut up.
He's a heel. That's what he's
supposed to do. Shut up.
He's a bad guy. Means he's bad.
Now it's CM Punk. The summer of Punk. I mean, that was that whole thing. And truth be told, here we go with that word again. Truth be told, CM Punk and John Cena are very, very close. And have a very, very, very large mountain of respect for each other.
Indeed. And that may be an interesting match to watch.
It's going to be an interesting one. I don't think Cena's going to drop the title to Punk. I think he's going to go on and challenge a couple more people until
they work the story with Truth.
I fully believe he's going to end up dropping the title to Truth. There you go.
If he don't, it's
the biggest failure in WWE history. You're talking about the same company who let Hulk Hogan walk, who let Bret Hart walk, who has on multiple occasions let Paul Heyman walk.
Yeah.
And if they do not allow John Cena to drop the title to R-Truth, it's the biggest failure in their history.
Yeah. Indeed. You know, I want to take this moment to say this, and I said it a little bit earlier. We are available right here on YouTube. If you go over to rss.com / I want to say /podcast / Cussin Discussin.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
You can
Put
find
that
us
in here
there.
somewhere.
Well, here's an easy way to find it. Go over to our Facebook page at Cussin and Discussin. It's in the links.
Yeah.
But everybody, stop Cussin and Discussin right now. We'll wait on you. Go over there.
We're not going to wait on you. You can pause it and then come back to us.
We'll wait on you. But anyway, go on over there. It's okay. And check out the podcast page. We're available on Spotify, on Amazon, on Pandora,
Apple. Yeah.
Guys, every major
podcast
platform.
Yeah.
I mean,
And some that aren't so
no
major.
excuse. Yeah, that's it. We've went pretty much everywhere, and we're getting some pretty good responses on this. I've been tracking the data on that.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing views from the East Coast all the way out to Oakland, California. So to our friends in Oakland, California, how do you do?
Howdy.
We glad to have you. But yeah, people go and follow, like, subscribe, share. We're not going to kill you.
And look, we ain't going to kill you and we can't eat you. We're not going to take your birthday. We don't even want your money.
We
All
just
we want
want
is for
you
to
to
watch.
come and watch
Listen.
us. We're the greatest commentary team in professional wrestling. We gonna tell you the truth.
There's that word again.
Well, it might be the official word of Cussin and Discussin.
It is the official word of Cussin and Discussin tonight.
You know what?
The next time that word's said, I'm going to go,
I was thinking about, and it's something we had discussed earlier today,
yeah.
because now that we are doing the podcast and all this stuff, and we're starting to, I hate to use the Godfather's term, but we're kind of trying to go legit here.
Yeah.
Cussin and Discussin does have a new song track. If you are listening or watching the show, you heard it at the beginning. Video's still the same, but the soundtrack has changed. So we're working slowly to graduate over to some bigger and better things.
Yeah.
And we hope you all enjoy. Whew! Are you ready?
Is it that time?
At that time, about
All
time
right.
to get you started. And I've come up with it. I've got you a card. I'm going to read the card, and honestly, I'm going to take my glasses off so that I can see the answers to some of this stuff, because I grayed them out so that you couldn't see it. I mean, I know you can,
Right. I see lines, but I can't read.
Right. I mean, but if you was like me, you'd be sitting there going,
Yeah, I try to look forward and not even look at that.
yeah, I know. This card, the Masked Assassins, #1 and #2, defeated Rufus R. Jones and Bugsy McGraw. Kevin Sullivan and Mark Lewin defeated Johnny Weaver and Scott McGee. Abdullah the Butcher defeated Carlos Colon. Bob Orton Jr. and Dick Slater defeated Mark Youngblood and Wahoo McDaniel. Charlie Brown from out of town defeated the Great Kabuki to win the NWA World Television Championship. Roddy Piper defeated Greg Valentine in a dog collar match. Ricky Steamboat and Jey Youngblood defeated the Briscoe brothers, Jack and Jerry, to win the NWA World Tag Team Championship, with Angelo Mosca as their special referee. And for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, your special guest referee, former NWA Heavyweight Champion Gene Kiniski, Nature Boy Ric Flair, defeated Handsome Harley Race in a steel cage match to win the title.
This was mid-'80s?
No.
Mid-late 80s?
No.
Damn, was it early 80s?
Early 80s.
I knew it was the 80s. This wasn't even really a pay-per-view. It was a closed circuit.
It was closed circuit.
I'm going to say 83, 82.
1983. You are correct. November 24th, 1983.
For some reason, I had it in my mind to start with that it was like 86-ish.
No,
But
that was a little later on.
Yeah.
I think that was the one where Flair beat Garvin, was 86. I'll have to double check that.
So this is one of the... NWA didn't have many of these closed circuit.
No, they didn't.
This was... was this a Dusty Rhodes original?
It indeed was a Dusty Rhodes original.
Thought so. So this is not... This is like... not Super Brawl.
No,
This is
Super Brawl.
this is oh, for Pete's sake, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Dusty Rhodes added a letter just so he could evade copyright infringement.
I know, and I can't even spit it out. This is shoot. Doggone it. Starcade.
Starcade, 1983, from Greensboro Coliseum in Greensboro, North Carolina. On commentary, Bob Cottle and Gordon Soley, your interviewer, Tony Schiavone, ring announcer, Truckin' Tom Miller. Greensboro Coliseum, Greensboro, North Carolina, 15,447 in attendance. Got some trivia actually for this one.
Okay.
And we're gonna see how good you is at this. I've got 6 questions.
Okay.
Which legendary wrestler rejected a $250,000 offer from Vince McMahon to leave the NWA prior to Starcade?
Read that one more time.
Which legendary wrestler rejected a $250,000 offer from Vince McMahon to leave the NWA prior to Starcade?
Harley Race.
Harley Race indeed. What 2 wrestlers attacked Ric Flair before the event and collected a bounty from Harley Race?
Were they a tag team?
That night they were.
I honestly, I don't know, Doc.
Dick Slater and Bob Orton Jr.
Yeah.
How many Starcades originated from the Greensboro Coliseum?
This is just going to be an absolute guess. I'm going to say 4.
4 is correct. 83, 84, 85, and 86. 85 and 86 also were co-hosted at the Omni in Atlanta, Georgia. At Starcade 83, who tagged with Jody Hamilton, Assassin number 1, as Assassin number 2? And I'll give you a hint. It was not his original partner, Tom Renesto.
1983. Was this a fairly big name? Or was this an up-and-coming star?
He was up and coming at that point, but he became a decent name in WWF.
If I was to say anything, it would just be an absolute guess.
Okay.
1983. Wasn't a star anywhere other than WWF?
Territory days, not really. He didn't really hit his stardom until WWF.
Okay.
I mean, they put him under a hood at Starrcade to wrestle with Jody Hamilton.
Right. You said just a decent star. You didn't say a superstar. So I'm going to say I don't know.
It was Ray Fernandez, later known as Hercules Hernandez.
Yeah.
Last trivia question. I did say Rufus R. Freight Train Jones was part of Starrcade 83.
Oh.
Who was the son of Rufus R. Freight Train Jones?
Who was his son? Did he wrestle?
Kind of, sort of. He was more known as a manager.
Oh.
One of his biggest accomplishments was teaching the mighty Kamala how to bowl.
Goodness gracious, I don't have a clue. I remember that.
He was also
But
the
I don't.
manager of people of the likes of the Twin Towers, the Big Boss Man, and Akeem, the African Dream.
Oh, shoot. I can picture him, but I can't spit his name out. He was on stage with Boss Man and Akeem on Arsenio Hall.
Yep. Yep. Right there.
When Boss Man called Arsenio Hall boy, and the whole crowd hissed at him.
That's why Boss Man was a heel, and that's what heels do.
Right.
And, you know,
I can't think of his name, but I can picture him plain as day.
the Doctor of Style, Slick.
Slick, yep.
Yep, he was the son of Rufus R. Freight Train Jones.
That's nice.
Whew. We are getting through this.
Yeah,
I think it's time we take us a little bit of a
I
break.
agree, Doc.
Oh, but I'll tell you what, folks.
We need to start sticking some advertisements in right here. You think?
We do.
Yeah.
We do.
Just
we
even
will.
if it's just an EPW or a FTC advertisement. We'll
Indeed.
stick those in right here.
Hey, you know, you folks could always support our friends at Elevate Pro Wrestling and FTC's Art of Grappling. I mean, hey, got to keep the lights on. Got to keep the lights on. Folks, we'll be back with more Cussin and Discussion right after this. All right, everybody, we are back. You know, last weekend was a big weekend, not just for the WWE, but it was a big weekend for one of our local favorites, All Star Wrestling. West Virginia had their bash in Beckley 5. And I've got the results from this. It took place on June 7th at the Beckley Raleigh Convention Center in Beckley, West Virginia, billed as the WrestleMania of West Virginia, sponsored by Stephen P. New and Associates. Record-breaking night, according to the guys at ASW, of 1,100 people packed, over 1,100 people rather, packed the Beckley Raleigh Convention Center for the biggest night in ASW history. Go ahead, folks. Mark your calendars for next year. ASW Bash in Beckley 6 will take place on June 13th, 2026.
Nice.
So we'll have to remember that date.
Yep.
Who knows? You never know who show up in Beckley, West Virginia.
You never know.
But the results in a steel cage match, DD Trash defeated the Heat Seekers. Ron Mathis making his return after that injury, and great to see him. Ronnie Garvin was interviewed by Stephen P. New. Casey King with Julian Hall defeated handsome Nick Hamrick with A. Dick Vickers. Commissioner Josh Brown interviewed the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase. Kerry Morton with Ricky Morton defeated Brock Anderson with Arn Anderson. Here's one that I'd say disappoints you. The Good Brothers defeated the JV team.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of the Good Brothers.
Yeah, you or me, either one.
I think they're highly overrated.
Bully Ray defeated Psycho Love in an impromptu handicap tables match.
Nice.
Saw at the end of that referee Talise Starseeker get to do a little what's up, courtesy of Bully Ray.
Yeah.
And then Aaron West defeated Heath.
Now that's a damn lie. I know it is.
You reckon they lying on paper now?
That's a damn lie.
And Micah defeated Janaea Kai to retain the ASW Women's Championship. Chance Prophet defeated Troy Parker via disqualification. The Tater Gang was crowned the new ASW Tag Team Champions after defeating Rick Reeves and Super Oprah.
Well, thank goodness.
And Huff Manley retained the ASW Heavyweight Championship against M-Dog 20 and Jason the Gift Kincaid. That's the first time M-Dog.
Good for Huff Manley.
That's the first time M-Dog didn't whoop up on somebody.
Yep.
Wait a minute, that's the wrong M-Dog.
Yeah. It whooped me a few times back in the day.
Got a little bit of bad news.
Little bit don't cover it. It's horrible. It's heartbreaking is what it is.
It busted my bubble.
Yeah.
Definitely. And as Wade Barrett would say, I got some bad news for you.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
FTC'S Art of Grappling will not be taking place this weekend. Things happened. The show had to be canceled, but have no fear. The people at FTC's Art of Grappling is on top of their A game and will be back as soon as they possibly can.
Yeah.
But we do have some coming events if you want to talk about.
That we do. Tomorrow, Appalachian Championship Wrestling, Schools Out, June 12th, 2025 at Buffalo Wild Wings, 70 Nitro Marketplace in Cross Lanes, West Virginia. This is a free show. Pack the family up, go to B-Dubs at Nitro Marketplace in Cross Lanes, West Virginia, get some wings, grab a beer, bring a seat, and watch Appalachian Championship Wrestling Schools Out for free.
Then on Saturday, Hollers and Hero Con is going to take place, but we're going to talk about that just a little bit later. But we're going to
skip it for now.
We're going to skip it, and I got the date right now on that thing.
Yes, I see that.
June 27th, 2025 in Logan, West Virginia, Freedom Fest 2025 taking place between All-Star Wrestling West Virginia, Appalachian Championship Wrestling, and Power Slam Pro. Going to be a free event downtown Logan. Show starts at 6 p.m. Whew!
You're going to have to quit that. Those are contagious.
I know they are.
They're catching.
You didn't ask, but I did.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. I was expecting that after 51 times that you would know to turn your pager on when we go to break.
Just
Because,
me.
Doc,
I'm like 60-1 now, right?
how would you be 60-1 when we've only done 51 episodes?
Well, I know there's some people out there that's only wrestled
17 matches, but they're 25-1?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'll be damned. I figured I'd capitalize.
I mean, hey, it's whatever.
I mean, I'm sorry,
you
but
call your,
you do your own math, but
yeah,
1 + 1 is still 2 in
that's
my.
fact.
But I
Yeah,
did
we don't
hear-
do that. We don't do that.
funny math.
We don't do that new Common Core math. We don't do that fuzzy math. We don't do that Florida math.
Florida County math.
Yeah,
We just do regular
we
old
do
arithmetic.
normal, regular old math,
That's it. It's
or
good,
as the Brits would say, maths.
good old-fashioned arithmetic.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, Doc, you are on call.
I am, and you've got me.
It is 20 questions to you, sir, and the floor is yours.
Where's this person billed from?
Build from, I'm just going to give you the state, Florida.
You just give me the state.
Yeah.
Who trained this person?
This person was trained at Deep South Wrestling and Ohio Valley Wrestling. Multiple trainers, so.
What year did this person debut?
2004.
Give me title history.
Live Audio Wrestling End of Year Awards. Feud of the Year, 2009. Pro Wrestling Illustrated gave this person Woman of the Year, 2010. Ranked number 1. This is a first. Number 1 of the top 50 female wrestlers in PWI in 2010. The Baltimore Sun gave this person Diva of the Year in 2008. World Wrestling Entertainment, WWE Women's Champion 2 times. WWE Divas Champion 2 times. Unified Undisputed Divas Champion 1 time. WWE Hall of Fame. Slammy Award winner 2 times. Diva of the Year in 2010. And Knucklehead Moment of the Year also in 2010.
Did you say WWE Hall of Fame?
That's correct.
What class?
Class of 2025.
Oh, shit. Give me.
You can't tell me you don't know it right now.
You know, I was going to try to play this out.
No, you can't kayfabe me.
I was going to kayfabe it at least another 15 questions just to make you feel funny.
No.
Well, Doc's got to answer it, I guess. Mae Young.
No.
Fabulous Moolah.
No.
Seth Rollins.
No.
Michelle Obama.
You're getting closer.
Barack Obama.
No.
Michelle McCool.
Yes.
All right.
Michelle Lee McCool. Born January 25, 1980 in Palatka, Florida. currently, since 2010, married to one Mark Calloway, otherwise known as The Undertaker. Michelle's
Texas Red.
5'10", 127 pounds. She is, well, the pride and joy of Palatka, Florida. Originally a middle school teacher, joined WWE in 2004 after participating in the WWE Divas Search. Would you care to take a guess as to what year and what pay-per-view or event she won her first championship? Well, first major singles championship.
SummerSlam 2005.
No.
What was it?
Great American Bash 2008.
NXT.
McCool became the inaugural WWE Divas Champion, holding the title for 5 months. She then won the WWE Women's Championship at... Same question.
I do not know.
The Bash 2009. Becoming the first female wrestler to hold both titles. And then in 2010, she unified both titles. What event?
WrestleMania.
Night of Champions. She held both titles on 2 occasions, which makes her a 4-time champion overall. November 10th, she was ranked number 1 by Pro Wrestling Illustrated Top 50 Females. Retired the following year. Since 2018, she has made occasional appearances. Obviously, we've seen her, including participating in matches. In 2025, as we said, she was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame and was inducted by...
John Cena.
No, you could see the guy that inducted her. Definitely.
Yeah, bigger than she was.
Yeah, exactly.
An Undertaker.
Yeah, it was
Actually,
Undertaker.
no, I take that back. I correct myself.
It was
Mark
Mark
Calloway
Calloway.
who
Yeah.
inducted her.
So, Live Audio Wrestling End of Year Awards gave her Feud of the Year 2009. This was a feud for the WWE Divas Championship in 2009. Who was it with?
Beth Phoenix.
Ooh, no. You're actually not far off. You're in the right era for sure.
Who was?
This person happens to be the wife of a current WWE superstar. She's French Canadian.
Maurice.
Maurice.
Maurice
Let's
Oulet,
see.
wife of the Miz.
Slammy Award 2 times. Diva of the Year in 2010 and Knucklehead Moment of the Year in 2010. What was that Knucklehead moment? I'll give you a hint. It happened at Raw Old School in 2010.
I really don't know, and I've heard her talk about it. I know I have, but
When she got her butt whooped by Mae Young.
oh yeah,
Yep.
oh yeah. Was it really a knucklehead moment? Because that had to have been. It wasn't a shoot, so
Well, no, but it was really a funny moment, so it did
Yeah.
make her look like a bit of a stooge.
I don't know. Mae Young tough,
Yeah, understandably,
She
but Mae
tougher-
Young was
tougher than-
97 and a half at that point.
tougher than a $2 steak.
And that ain't in dog years either.
Mae Young.
Did you catch that?
That wasn't in dog years.
It wasn't in dog years. You know, she had puppies.
She also had a hand.
Yes,
Mae,
she did.
Mae Young, not
she
Michelle
had-
McCool.
She had Mark Henry's hand. Oh, goodness.
Oh dear God, Royal Rumble 2000 will never.
No, it's
It
burned.
is
into
seared
my
in
brain.
my brain.
It's burned into my.
Old Jerry Lawler.
Yeah. Oh God, they got toes.
Jerry Lawler was great.
And
that's one right there that I am.
moments like that that really explain why King and JR are really one of, if not the best commentary team ever. Aside from us.
Aside from us, yeah. I was going to say. I mean, I was.
Historically speaking.
I told somebody yesterday in text that I had dinner date with her favorite commentator.
Mm. Yeah. You had.
I had dinner with myself.
I was going to say, you didn't have dinner with me.
I had dinner with myself.
Okay. Oh, that's it for the doctor on call. And
you know what she responded?
What's that?
You know, very rarely does Doc actually dive in to messages that I have had.
Uh-huh.
But she says, "Did you score? LOL."
Oh, God.
To which I replied, "Nope, batting 1,000. But I've got a good lead on a decent woman." I might want to shut up before I start getting myself in trouble at this point.
Yeah, it would be wise.
Then I end up getting myself popped.
Yeah. So, Doc, we spoke earlier about skipping over this event so that we could talk about it in its own right.
Yes, indeed.
And that is Hollers and Heroes Con.
This weekend.
This weekend, Saturday, June 14th, from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Appalachian Wireless Arena in Pikeville, Kentucky.
You know something? It's like this, and I'm going to say it one time only. I told you all that Elevate Pro Wrestling would one day be inside that building.
Yeah.
It's not a show. It's not what I was hoping for, but you know what? I'll take it. Because I know that there are people out there who, number one, want to meet us.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And number two, that could only replicate us.
Yeah.
No.
Often
But
imitated, never duplicated.
you can't duplicate us. I mean,
Doc, this is 35 years of natural.
You can't make this up. I mean, this is as real as it gets. I mean, yes, I put the glasses on and we do all this funny stuff, but at the end of the day, we know each other better than any two people in this world.
That's really pretty close to the truth.
And you said it.
I did.
I didn't even have to say it. But no, I mean, we started doing commentary in 2023 and had a pretty decent run. I'm not going to say that it was a bad run.
No, it wasn't.
It was a great run, actually.
It was actually good.
Until the wheels fell off the wagon and everybody went AWOL. And then we decided we was going to put Elevate Pro Wrestling together.
The wheels didn't fall off the wagon. The wagon disappeared into a hedgerow.
And took wheels with it. But nonetheless, here we are.
Like a ball in high weeds.
A little over a year later, Elevate Pro Wrestling's just had its first anniversary, really, from its inception.
Yep.
And, you know, people just don't get it. And we've said it time and time again. We didn't walk out then. We're not walking out now. This is where we want to be with you fine people.
Yeah.
So, at Hollers and Heroes Con, Elevate Pro Wrestling is going to be there. And we are going to have one hell of a time. We've got information to hand out to the fans. We've got a crapola ton of 4x6s for you and I to sign. I know that we've got some guests accompanying us. Granted, there's nobody there over the age of 50. But
I'm gonna say there's nobody there over the age of 50 is a good number.
yeah, 50 is a good round number. I mean, it ain't no geriatric,
Yeah.
express, and that's not anything negative to anybody else, but it's just a fact of the matter that Elevate Pro Wrestling, since its inception, has done nothing but focus on the future of professional wrestling.
Yes.
Now, with that being said, you and I will be there.
Yes.
The Elevate Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, the Appalachian Animal Brutus, is going to be there.
Yes.
Mr. 5-Star Charlie Craig is going to be there.
And I have it under good authority that he is not coming alone. That at least one member of the 5-Star Mafia will be with him.
I have not confirmed anything, but it would not surprise me. But, hey, you know what? It is Elevate Pro Wrestling. It is Hollers and Heroes Con. Referee Josh is going to be in attendance. So we're going to have a referee there, the enforcer himself.
Yeah.
The law and order of Elevate Pro Wrestling is going to be there. He's going to have some 4x6s for the fans to sign, or for him to sign for the fans, rather. This is being brought by Time Warp, great group of people down in Ashland, Kentucky, Appalachian Championship Wrestling, Welch's Collectibles, all these people coming together to do this. Big Show, Shane Douglas, The Godfather, Uncle Fred, and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
If you don't know who Uncle Fred is, folks, that's Tugboat Typhoon, the Shockmaster, Uncle Fred.
Uncle Fred.
Yeah.
And, I'm just looking forward to this because, convention's one of those things that I started out going as a fan and now getting to actually do them.
Right.
As a participant, it's fun. Done them in the past. We've signed some autographs. This time, we're going to take it a notch higher.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to be bringing the last holdout of my replica belt collection to Hollers and Heroes Con, signed by 7 people: Barbarian, Haku, Jimmy Garvin, Ronnie Garvin, Greg Valentine, Mike Rotunda, and who else signed that belt? Crusher Khrushchev. All signed that belt. I've got a price tag on it. Bring your money and take a piece of history home with you. This beautiful replica NWA United States Tag Team Championship belt. You saw it before. I mean, hell, it's one of the most beautiful belts in wrestling.
By the way, the heavyweight champion, the Appalachian Animal Brutus, will have the Elevate Pro Wrestling heavyweight title with him.
I have it on good authority that Mr. Moore is sending the Elevate Pro Wrestling Tag Team Championships down to be looked upon.
Yeah.
And I look forward to that. I know we unveiled them on the show. They are in the confines of the Elevate Pro Wrestling headquarters in the jewel room, I suppose.
Yeah. And if you want to have your picture taken with the Elevate Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Championship or the Elevate Pro Wrestling Tag Team Championships, those will be available.
That's it.
We'll be there, take pictures, sign autographs. As the doc said earlier, the Appalachian Animal will do the same. And I have to assume that referee Joshua and Mr. 5-star himself, the 5-star Don Charlie Craig, will also take pictures. Now, he's probably going to make bunny ears or like do something stupid behind you, because that's just the kind of,
Well, even if he just stands there, he'd be doing. Never mind.
that's just the kind of tater he is.
He's a tater, all right. Tater head. But no, I really and honestly think that this is going to be a great event.
Yeah.
You know, granted, we said that more than likely we would be leaving out at 4 o'clock, but that was before we knew that the show for FTC's Art of Grappling had been canceled.
So we will be there until 5.
We are there to shut her down. That's right. And if you guys, like I said, if you guys want more information on Hollers and Heroes Con, head over to their Facebook page, check out Time Warp. You can get all the information of who all's going to be there. I even hear there's going to be a cosplay contest. I wonder who all will enlist in that.
Don't know.
Yeah, that's me. That's just the kind of person I am. Keep smiling, America, and keep them cameras rolling.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, dear Lord. God. I told you that place is going to be worth going to.
Yeah, it's definitely.
I mean,
it's
I'm
worth the
sorry.
price of admission.
It is. You could bring in a truckload of toothpicks and hot peppers, and I would pay you the price of admission to go see that show.
Yep.
Oh, it's going to be great. It's going to be great, and I look forward to Hollers and Heroes Con. I really do. Yeah, definitely. Also, is there anything you wanted to add on the Hollers and Heroes Con while we was...
No, Doc. I think you pretty much covered everything.
Awesome.
I mean, it's a tremendous opportunity for us
It
to get out
is.
and meet some fans. Maybe even meet some folks who don't know about us, don't know about Elevate Pro Wrestling, don't know about FTC's Art of Grappling. Even though I don't think any of those folks are going to be there.
I don't think so, but
it's still not.
hey,
That's not the point, because you can learn about them through us.
we are there for you, the fans.
Yes.
And you, the fans, span now the world over, because as we are growing, it's one of those things. And like I said, if you want to talk about FTC, we'll talk FTC. If you want to talk WWE, we'll talk WWE.
Yeah.
There's not a lot that we really won't talk about.
You know who I hope's there? It's your boy, Gen Z.
I don't think he's going to be.
I hope he'll be there. I really hope.
I don't think he's going to be
Gen
there.
Z, Zach, bro, if you're listening, come on, man. Come on.
Next thing you're going to tell me is Danny Tanner's going to be there.
No, I think he's dead.
Bob Saget's dead?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Uh-huh.
But I
understand.
Are you?
Cosplay don't count, Doc.
Damn it! Oh, flip. Oh, we'll find out
Yeah,
at Hollers and Heroes Con. I guarantee you that.
that we will.
I'm going to tell you, folks, we got some great friends out there. Check them out. Like I said, Time Warp earlier, they are now one single location to the Appalachian Town Center Mall down by Panera Bread. Go down there, check them out. Great group of people. I couldn't ask for a better bunch of friends. A walk-in time at 1626 6th Avenue in Charleston, West Virginia. Go ahead and take us through the remainder of that.
Yeah. Also want to give a shout out to the great folks at the Indie Wrestling Experience. Their podcast, their show, tremendous guys there.
We have actually been talking about that, and we are very interested.
Yeah.
We just got to figure out a date and time, guys.
Yeah, we will get back with you very, very shortly on to try to discuss a date and time we can get together.
I would love nothing more than to sit down and talk to the good people at the Indie Wrestling Experience.
Yeah, those guys are great.
They are.
And of course, the wonderful folks, our good friends at the Wrestling Society Network, the WrestlingSocietyNetwork.com, Wrestling Society Network on Facebook. Check out their app on Roku, Amazon, Apple. They have their website where all of this is. These guys and gals have just put a ton of work into bringing thousands of hours of wrestling-related content into one space.
That's it.
So if you're a wrestling fan, please check out the Wrestling Society Network. And of course, as always, a shout out to my wonderful wife, Sheena Dixon at Sheena Dixon Photography. Check her out on Facebook for any of your photography needs, weddings, prom, homecoming, sports photos, senior pictures, graduations, birthdays, holidays, whatever the case may be.
Indeed.
Doc even says you can get pictures for divorces.
Family reunions, divorces, funerals.
Yeah.
It don't matter. She'll take a picture of them.
That's true.
Sometimes you take a picture of your funeral and your marriage and your divorce all in the same day if you play your card right.
Yeah. Or your family reunion, your marriage and your divorce all in the same day.
That's it. That indeed.
I mean,
you couldn't ask for more.
yeah.
She gonna be down there taking pictures of us.
Yes.
Hot damn.
Yes. And DJ ALX will also be there.
Hey, indeed. I forgot all about that. Thank you for pointing that out.
DJ ALX will actually be there. He is looking forward to meeting Paul White, the Big Show, and getting an autograph.
Hey, no doubt. I say go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it. Always meet your heroes, and you can do just that. Hollers and Heroes Con. Hey, look what time it is.
I know.
You know what time it is?
Doc, I think it's time to piss on the fire and call the dog.
I agree with you 100%. For the excellence of elocution, Walter Dixon, I am the doctor of professional wrestling, Mike Blankenship, PhD, saying to you, until next time, so long from the Bluegrass State.